Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be reviewing Dumb Money. Everyday people flip the script on Wall Street and get rich by turning GameStop into one of the world's hottest companies. In the middle of everything is Keith Gill, a regular guy who starts it all by sinking his life savings into the stock. When his social media posts start blowing up, and so does his life and the lives of everyone following him. As the stock tip becomes a movement, everyone gets wealthy until the billionaires fight back and both sides find their worlds turned upside down. So starting these off with my expectations for this movie, I honestly didn't really have any. Comedies haven't been the best in later years, in the more recent years, so I didn't expect the world of this movie. Some comedy movies have snuck in and been successful to me, or funny, actually funny. And so this one was in the middle. I didn't know if I should think it was going to be funny. I had a good cast and a lot of people that I think are funny, but I was like, I don't know. I don't want to get my hopes up. The story was something that was based off of real life, if you guys remember, back in 2020. And it was kind of funny to see it on the news and all the memes that came out from it. And I was just curious to see, like, how could that be turned into a movie? And they did it pretty good. I personally have no knowledge of the stock market or trading or how that stuff works out. And I was worried that the movie might have gone too deep into that and make it confusing for those who don't know anything about that. And it did not do that at all. It made it very easy to understand. It didn't go into too much depth of what it was. If you do know about that world, then some of the words that they used will make sense to you. I personally didn't know what those words meant, so I was a little lost at first, but then the movie progresses and it's just easy to understand. The characters are really good. You can really see the personalities of those different people in the little screen time that everyone got to share in this movie, so it was really cool to see those actors in those roles. I won't say that this movie is roll on the floor hilarious with jokes and stuff like that. I certainly laughed at some of the jokes that were in there, and I appreciated them. Like, Pete Davidson was definitely in there for like the comedic relief of the movie, to get it back to, hey, this is a comedy movie, not like a super serious movie. Although it is a comedy movie, the drama in this was like surreal because you know it's based off of real life, and you know people bet all their rocks on this. Like it was kind of like nerve-wracking to see how they were going to end up and what was going to happen to them. All the comedians that were in this movie and actors that we've seen in other projects really hit their mark, and I thought everyone was represented really good on screen, so I thought it was awesome. No one was over the top. They played the characters they were supposed to play very well, and it felt like a real movie that was just funny. I do gotta say, if you're a millennial or Gen Z or are into meme culture, this movie will be elevated for you just because of that. So they did a lot of references to a lot of memes, and you know, when movies do that, it's kind of like cheesy and corny, and I guess some parts of this movie were like that, just like the most basic memes, like, you know, me gusta face and stuff like that. But honestly, I think it represented Reddit very well, or for public audience, how like anything goes on Reddit, and it's the wild west. I personally love memes, and I'm a fellow idiot, if you will. If you follow me on any of my socials, you'll see I'm always sharing memes. So the meme culture in this movie is next level. I loved it. I was cracking up the most during those scenes, and seeing how like our generation just doesn't care and says any kind of words to represent our own people, and we embrace it even though it's an insult. It was just really funny to see that, and I loved it. I loved all of the I won't spoil anything, but all of the memes that were in here were top notch to me. It made me so happy to see just memes in movies that were actually funny. The lead role absolutely knocked it out of the park. I've seen him in a couple movies. You guys might recognize him as Riddler from the Batman. And he's done a lot of different projects where he was able to execute those like emotional parts where you're like seeing a guy just trying to take care of his family financially, and then other parts where he's like dealing with his own struggles and losses in his own life. And you know, some of the comedic purposes, he wasn't like hilarious, but he was funny. He was like nerdy funny. Like you feel for him and you want him to like succeed, and you see him like innocently humorous. It was pretty nice to see him do that. Honestly, I don't really have much complaints with this movie because it's a comedy movie, so it's not something to take too serious. This is not gonna win movie of the year or anything like that. The story does kind of break up into different people that were involved in this. There is a main character, but there are like subplots that it like rotates around between different followers of this guy and what they did with their money and how they were like doing this throughout the whole GameStop market. And most of them were entertaining, and I really felt invested and I cared for like what they were gonna do. The only characters that I didn't really care for were like these college characters or college students. I know they're part of the story and how it happened in real life. I just felt like they kind of like just threw them in there because they were part of the story. The actors that played these college students weren't even like anyone super recognizable. I personally don't remember seeing these actresses in anything before. So their story, just like the movie could have done without it. If you didn't really keep up with this story in real life like me, the ending is very satisfying. So with all that being said, I'm going to give this movie a 8 out of 10. A general audience might find it like a 7 out of 10, but me personally, someone who's invested in meme culture and loves meme culture, it's an 8 out of 10 for me. So with that rating, I will give this a final rating of movie theater popcorn. This is definitely worthy of going to watch this in the theaters. You don't have to go crazy and buy a shirt, or I don't even know if they have a shirt for this movie or a meme shirt, but it'll be a nice date night out and you'll have some fun and some laughs. Really entertaining night and really entertaining movie. But that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. If you guys saw this movie, tell me what you thought down below. Give it a like if you like this video, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.